Android 17 is here. That's right, no beta, no QPR, this is the full fat version running on Pixel hardware, and it introduces a fair few quality of life improvements that I think you're going to like. So let's sit down and talk about the latest version of Android and how you might be able to benefit from its core new features. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Thomas, and after running the QPR betas recently, I pulled my Pixel 9 Pro from the beta program and installed the full final build of Android 17 via the over-the-air update. A lot of what's here was also in those QPRs, but let me run you through some of the differences that we have on here today. But before that, if you enjoy the content we make here, then please consider hitting subscribe to help us in hitting our goal of 500,000. Thank you very much. Screen reactions, multitasking bubbles, and the ability to hide app names all return from previous QPR stages. They're all mixed levels of usefulness in my opinion, and whether you find them handy or not is really going to depend on what you aim to do with your smartphone. I think it's quite cool that you can react to what's happening on screen with the selfie camera. I'm also very aware of the social media applications that have had this functionality for a while now, but it is cool that Android has the feature built in natively to the OS experience. Multitasking app bubbles is a pretty cool idea, I guess, if you're running something like a game and you want to quickly go into a social media application, maybe type a message between levels or something. I've always found the recents and the quick recents functionality to be perfectly fine, but I guess it's always nice to have more options and you don't have to use the app bubbles if you really don't want to. And I will never say no to an extra piece of customization on our phones. Being able to enable and disable the app tiles is a small but very much appreciated addition, as well as the ability to adjust the clarity or transparency of the search bar on the homepage, although I really wish they would let us just not have the search bar on the homepage. And I think the long-term Google Pixel users are really going to appreciate the split Wi-Fi and cellular buttons in the quick settings shade. For some reason, they were combined for such a long time, but now they're back being separate toggles like basically every other version of Android. Some more system blur has been added to various places in Android 17, which I think helps the OS UI feel a little bit more modern, bit contemporary. I don't think it makes anything less readable, and Google seems to have tried a little bit harder in this department compared to Apple with Liquid Glass, which, let's face it, that was a bit of a bust straight out of the gate. I noticed that Android 17's new system blur isn't quite as ubiquitous as it was in QPRs, but it's still visible in places like the full widgets menu, quick settings shade, and the app drawer. Maybe we'll start to see more blur introduced further down the line, or perhaps Google reckons this is the sweet spot and has dialed it back from the QPRs as to not compromise too much on visibility. Speaking of visibility, I think expanded dark mode is genuinely the underrated feature of this whole update. Basically, you can go in and manually select which applications load up by default in dark mode or in light mode, which is so handy because some devs, they haven't got the hang of dark mode yet, and it's really nice to be able to manually select between the two. This has been around for a little while now. It's not brand new with the full build of 17, but it's something that I very much appreciate. Nice one, Google. There are a couple of things in Android 17 that are due to come in over-the-air updates down the road. They aren't here just yet, despite this being the full build of Android 17. One being the ability to create a widget based on information that you give it, which felt like it was only a matter of time with the whole sort of Gemini and AI thing. Oh, and then there's Pause Point, which is essentially meant as a mindfulness addition. It's meant to sort of add a layer of friction between you and your ability to open up your social media applications just willy-nilly. This is a feature I could personally appreciate, but my main question has to be, why would you release the full build of Android 17 and not release these two clearly quite big features? Like, if Android 17 isn't complete, why ship it at all? I'm not hating on Android 17, this update is still pretty good, but I just feel like, why wait to release those? Or what? I don't get it. It's how companies release products in 2026, man. It's always staggered. I know this is only tangentially related, but I have to quickly shout out the Pixel 9 Pro for just being a fantastic used deal. It comes in under $600. I've seen them here in the UK for as little as sort of £330, which makes them comfortably affordable if you look at things from a flagship smartphone perspective. You get 4 solid cameras, decent performance, good battery life, superb build quality, probably one of the best screens in the business. Oh, and even with the Android 17 update coming over the air, there's still another half a decade of software support. Yeah, this thing has legs, and it's probably one of my instant recommendations for people who want a cheap and dependable Android phone, but don't want to break the bank and don't mind going the used route, because I know there are a fair few people who will only buy brand new. This thing though, it's a brilliant device. Oh, and by the way, I am working on a video that should drop either next week or the end of this week about the Pixel 11 series, because the leaks that have surfaced just recently, man, the internals of that thing, if the first half of 2026 was a bit of a mess, the latter half is going to end up in flame wars in all the comment sections. It's going to get wild, so get subscribed so you don't miss that video coming soon. Did you know that Android 17 is codenamed Cinnamon Bun? And did you know that the names could be making a bit of a comeback? Not exactly a groundbreaking addition to this video, I'll admit that, but I figured I'd bring it up because I feel like an old man in saying this, but I actually kind of miss when all the Androids had code names back in the day. I'm glad that we're getting version numbers and code names now. As far as when you'll receive Android 17, well, a lot of Pixel owners will likely already got this update, already installed it on their phones. It's been pushed out in sort of waves for a little while now, and Pixel devices tend to be the first to get the updates. Samsung currently has One UI 9.0 beta to members depending on where you live. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get it installed on the S26 Ultra here. I guess a little bit late to the party, but that's being rolled out. OnePlus and Xiaomi also have their respective versions of Android 17 in beta, and nothing is looking like it will be pushing a beta very soon. So we're right in the mixer right now, and almost everyone should have a flavour of Android 17 towards the end of the year, be that in the full release form or beta. Android 17 certainly isn't a transformative update with a redesign, an overhaul or anything like that. Instead, it's a collection of nice-to-have features that I think should at least please some people. I mean, there's nothing in this update that you should be particularly offended by, and it's free after all. Quality of life features are always appreciated, and Google seems to be one of the best companies in making its older phones a bit better in the long term. What do you think of Android 17? Is it the hot new update you were really anticipating? Have you been running the beta builds and are actually a little sad we didn't get the full motion blur experience on this one? Or are you massive on multitasking bubbles and screen reactions and think, yeah, this is one of the best updates in a while? For me, it feels like it could have been sort of an iterative update. It could have been a 16.5 or something like that. But I guess Android 16 with Material 3 Expressive was such an overhaul that it kind of spoiled us in that respect, I guess. But I can certainly appreciate a lot of the changes that they have made here. Anyway, whilst you're down there in the comment section, be sure to like if you enjoyed today's content and subscribe to never miss another upload. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Ryan Thomas, and I will catch you later. Cheers.